All right, guys, we're going straight into game number 2. Braxis Holdout will be the pick here for Expert. We saw this yesterday against Dig, and here we are against Fnatic. Tassadar, the first ban, over to Expert for their ban.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, so ETC can get banned out as well. No doubt they're working on towards Breeze. I did try and tweet out that it's not fair, it's not my fault, but apparently my Wi-Fi doesn't work.
I'm just saying, you're the common denominator.
I am, and it's a terrifying prospect, actually.
Someone tweeted out, actually, 12 of the games that you've been in have been core rushes that have failed. 12.
I think it was cool in our observer.
Yes, it was. He's counting it. Now, Furion, the instant pickup here
12.
for Fnatic.
Bloody hell.
It's unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
Over to Expert. So we had their draft from yesterday that they pulled out. What was their first and second pick?
Their Team Expert?
Here on Braxis Holdout, because we did come to this. Because they actually had a bit of a strategy that I felt like was unorthodox, but I can't remember off the top of my head what they ran for.
I've just noticed that I'm writing all my drafts on the wrong page. Damn it.
That's all good.
That's bad.
We'll get it figured out.
Yeah. They went Valor Varian, but they did let Tassadar through, is the thing that was like the kicker.
Okay.
So
I think it's Battleground that Expert just loves to go to. It just fits their whole, here's our team fight, we have 4 people here, and we're going to just try to outplay and pick someone off and go from there. So Expert here on the right side. What will be their choices here? I wouldn't mind seeing more variants, to be honest. There's a Vala, there's a Ragnaros, great foundation, but I actually did enjoy their variant play. It didn't work out for them against Dignitas, but Bad Binny obviously has a teamwork with his team to have a solid game on said variant.
yeah.
Here's Fnatic on the left. Do you think the Dahaka is the instant pickup here? I
I think the Dahaka is a great pickup. And then something else. The thing is that the Dahaka is not normally Breeze, right? So I think that Team Expert's ban could quite easily be Tyrael if it's not picked up here, because Breeze has been kind of navigating towards that when ETC has been gone. But then I think people have got to think about like where the shields are gonna. Oh.
That's for you, man.
I can't believe.
Do you want to read that out loud?
Okay, I shall.
Who is this from?
This is from ADRD.
Oh, okay.
Who thanks me for that victory. God, no! I think Nandi might have tweeted me as well. Oh, wow.
There's Murden. Falstad. Wow, big change up here from...
It's never going to end.
From Fnatic. They get the strong level presence from Falstad and then get Murden instead, which means Team Expert should think about picking up Dahaka if it's not banned out. Although they already have their top lane, but he can still be strong in the soul lane as well because you just get that rotation powers. I think that's a compliment towards you, Kalaris. They're in the middle of the most intense game this weekend here against Fnatic, and he took the time to tweet you.
My little buddy, my little Polish buddy took the time to tweet about me. That's very kind of him.
Lovely.
Yeah.
To the right, Expert probably shouldn't get rid of a support here, so they can have the possibility available to them. I wouldn't ban Dahaka either, so Fnatic at that point has to choose between getting rid of Rhaegar or Dahaka, which should set up Expert to take the other one. So we'll see what the mad scientist drafter himself thinks here with the ban.
Yeah, yeah. I think they could just take Dahaka away themselves, so you don't ban that. But then they get at the same time, they need to think about Zarya or Medivh. Like, both teams need to think about it, actually.
Yeah.
So Tychus is going to be banned because they no doubt want to go into a bit more of a heavier front line, which will work out nicely. Fnatic needs to think about Medivh.
Yeah, it's already being hovered here.
Oh, okay.
I like your thought, though. Zarya Dahaka could be pretty insane. You get support from Vala, and then you can grab whatever fifth support you want there.
I think it's good. I think people really underestimate the amount of damage Dahaka actually does.
Yeah.
With the sustain that he has in the middle of a fight. If he's staying alive with his essence and adaptation, that Dark Swarm is dealing out big damage in the thick of things.
Yeah.
So it's kind of scary.
And then you could maybe put Ragnaros in the bottom. You could put Dahaka in the bottom too. You have insane wave clear. You have some of the best wave clears for Braxis Holdout available to you if you take Dahaka here. So I wouldn't mind seeing it as one of the warriors. And then I wouldn't mind seeing Zarya for the second pickup, as you were talking about. Rhaegar could be the choice if they have any fear. But I think you can hold on to it. Malfurion's already been picked up here for Fnatic, so fifth support should be the slot. Just see their warriors here for their third and fourth pick.
Yeah, as I say, I would really love the Zarya Dahaka. I think it would go really well. It would complement Valor really nicely. They've got a lot of damage behind that. The front line's pretty darn strong. It would probably then say that Fnatic would go Leoric, and I think they'd be in a really good spot for their front line as well.
True. There's Zarya. Do we get Dahaka here? No, we're getting Arthas instead.
It works, but I still like Dahaka better, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like Dahaka for the wave clear, but I do like Arthas into the Muradin matchup.
Yeah.
Because Muradin can be aggressive, and then you have decent peel. Granted, Zarya is probably going to be the one in the back defending the Vala, but if you ever get into a situation where Muradin's gone too far, suddenly Arthas has the tools to help his team lock him down if he's a Dwarf Toss to engage. So I don't mind Arthas here.
I would like the Arthas very much if they went Syndragosa. What do you think?
Syndragosa with big Zerg push?
What do you think?
That sounds like a lore clash, but I'm down with it.
That's the Queen of Blades in the Zerg going up against the King of the Scourge in Arthas, the Lich King himself.
Let me see what the 4th and 5th pick is here before I agree to that. Just because I am afraid of a Falstad Mighty Gust on an Arthas and then him not being able to sustain through because Zarya can't reach him if he goes Syndragosa, if they have a solid warrior killer. Protectus not being available, sure, but Leoric, as you mentioned, can be great against Arthas, which makes going Syndragosa a deadly key. There's the Leoric, and they move into Chromie.
Ooh, that's a kicker.
Okay. All right.
So the Leoric was kind of what we expected. The Chromie, not so much. Now I really wish it was Dahaka. Now I really, really wish Arthas had been Dahaka.
Yeah, just screw it. Don't go support. Go Dahaka for your 5th pick here. Rhaegar could be the choice here for the team, and probably one of my favorites to pick up. However, he doesn't have as many good tools for dealing with Chromie's Temporal Loop, as he doesn't have his own Ice Block. Any of those matters. You could go Ariel instead. Gosh, it's crazy as I'm saying this right now, but...
Nah. I don't want it. I think your first presumption is the right one. You go Rhaegar. You could, in theory, go Uther, have Cleanse and Divine Shield.
What about Karazim?
Why?
7-sided strike. You can deal with Muradin. You can also use it to dodge Chromie.
You could.
You get decent heals in lane. You also get to bolster this front line that you already have. There's Morales too. Morales is okay with Safeguard. And she's usually at a point where she is so back in the line that you can't get a decent temporal loop off.
Now that I think about this, whenever I'm playing Chromie, one thing I absolutely hate playing against is Morales. Because she always has the heals available.
Sure.
Like, it never ends. And if you're missing with Chromie, if you're hitting 50% of your shots, you feel useless. You need to be hitting 100% of your shots against the Morales to really actually get some good damage done.
And you can negate some of the bursts with a grenade. Yeah. If you have a Chromie that's a little bit too close, you can drop a grenade. The range is actually pretty darn far. You can nail the Combating Aether and actually stop the Q from actually going through the animation, and you stop that damage from connecting. So Morales does have the tools here to be a bit of a pain in the rear for the opponent. Then you get Stim Drone with Vala. So Expert can go for an aggressive hard comp to just push Chromie in, and they can make it work, especially if they get an early fort.
Yeah, it's kind of like fighting fire with fire. The idea of, like, okay, we're not going to be able to get onto your Chromie at the back, but you're probably not going to be able to get onto our Morales at the back. But they do have Falstad, which could cause problems in later fights when, say, for example, forts are down, when there's more room for those fights to be spread out slightly and Falstad's able to fly into good positions to actually put pressure onto Morales.
Yeah, Curson will have to have the best positioning that we've seen from him yet to deal with this.
I agree.
Not because he could die, but because his teammates could die. If Arthas is too far up, Ragnaros is too far up, and he just can't sneak in there because he's going to get hit by some of the engages that occur, or Falstad drops a Mighty Gust, and Arthas is left by himself. That's a dead Arthas.
Has to be Medevac. What do you think?
If you're ahead, I wouldn't mind Simdrone. If you're ahead, I wouldn't mind it.
But Medevac as a pseudo ice block, if you ever get into trouble, I feel is so good, so good.
It's true, but so I see your point there. But I feel like when it comes to practice holdout, there are moments where you just need to be okay with the snowball comp in some way or some form. And a Stim Drone can enable Vala and Zarya to peel off while Ragnaros and Arthas watch a lane, or Arthas and Vala to peel off and get a boss steal, grab some mercenaries, do some things that are kind of unorthodox on this map, and they also just snowball so heavily into forts and such. So I see the appeal for both of them. I just want Expert to be Expert, man, and go a little bit ham. Let's find out if they can do it here on game number 2 for Braxis Holdout. Fnatic taking on Team Expert.
All right, then. Game number 2. as we do have to the left-hand side, it will be Fnatic. Currently 1 game down, a little unexpectedly there, as Mr. Shrimpy will swipe his hair to the left and don the hat of Chromie as Time Walker's Pursuit comes along and fire off all of those missiles.
And to the right side, here is Expert. Morales will be showed off here by the Curse and ADRD doing the half dab here. The new maneuver shown off. Blade will be showing off his Ragnaros, and here is Nick on Vala, one of the safest assassins we have here in the HGC. The poke begins for Chromie, and this will be the story of the lane. Wave clear for Expert on the bottom right. They have decent wave clear here with the Bad Benny and the ball multi-shot. Ooh, Breeze going in for a quick aggressive push here.
Yeah.
ADRD will be the lockdown. There's a Stormbolt. Bad Benny aggressively pushes forward into the back line though, making Chromie sit back. You know what? Sorry, you go first.
I'm very concerned for Chromie. Because it's not only the Morales that's able to heal up a lot of this, but also Zarya's shields are very important. And then towards 13 and 16, you're going to have 2 extra cleanses, basically, to actually help out against Chromie. I'm very concerned that Shrimpy doesn't get enough done with this hero in this game.
We'll see if he can do it. Here is the second point that I was going to talk about. Your Cindergosa thought process. One of my favorite things to do against a Chromie play. Oh, some poke. Safeguard does come out, and that safeguard will be key every time Dragon's Breath does come out. ADRD on the front line. Cindergosa is one of my favorite ways to disable a Chromie that is aggressive with a Bronze Talons. You see her walk in for the auto tech, you drop Cindergosa, force the engage on the opposing team, and you move in and just completely obliterate her as Arthas can catch up to her and then slow her down, and that's easy kills after a couple of taps. Also at 20, the root is insane.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it if it does become a pick here. You just have to be mindful of that Mighty Gust.
So what you're saying is an undead blue dragon can counter a bronze dragon.
That is a fact.
All right.
That is the truth here. Shown in the HGC. Dragon on dragon action. That's why you guys are here every single weekend for the fierceness that is brought in the Heroes Global Championship. First beacons do activate for our teams.
All right, so Bad Benny looking for a Howling Blast on towards Chromie. A lot of damage being done there, but Samexi will clean that up. So this is going to be quite the dance back and forth. Expert really has to pick and choose their fights here, because of course if you go a little bit too far forward, Shrimpy will be able to chunk you down.
This is such a hard thing to do as Nick here on Vala, is consistently keep applying pressure. Oh, nice damage here on Shrimpy. There goes the Stormbolt though on the Breeze. But just have full faith in your Zarya, in your Morales, to make sure that if you're getting chunked, the Safeguard's coming out, or the Shield's coming out. One of the best things you can do is just move in a straight line and give the Chromie the chance to actually drop down those Qs, and then you just take that damage and all in her on a Volt and go from there. So we'll see if Nick can pull that off here, if he has the faith and his teammates.
I mean, the trades are relatively even right now on either side. The one thing that does hurt is the fact that, oh, geez, well, Kirsten just got hurt there for a moment, is that Chromie with a Malfurion is brutal. Because you don't have to be accurate even with a Chromie in that situation. You get mana forever and ever and ever, and it doesn't go away. So Shrimpy can just keep lobbing this out. As long as Smexy keeps innovating him, that's a happy Bronze Dragon.
Yep, he certainly will be working those Bronze Talons. There's a big poke though on Arthas. Safeguard does come out. Here is the healing for Bad Benny. Can he live? He's trying to. The turnaround though onto Breeze, and that's why a Safeguard can be so important.
Yeah, and the power just in terms of Morales' heals. There's like, you can put pressure onto a warrior like that. If it was anybody else, like if it was the Valor, yeah, it'd probably been dead, but unfortunately for Team Fnatic, not to be the case. And they do wrestle away the beacons though. That's one thing that I think that Experts comp is going to struggle a little bit with, actually getting onto those beacons and staying there for a while, because Chromie can be very good space control from admittedly a distance.
Something to note, level 1, we got Frost Presence here from Arthas, so he is hoping to hit his Howling Blast. He'll get the cooldown reduction reduced by 5 seconds if he does connect it. And if you're going for a Malfurion or a Chromie that's overextending to get those Bronze Talons, you can hit that most of the time. Very solid to synergize with the later pickup of the Howling Blast that hits all targets in a row.
It's going to be all about safety for Morales with that automated block coming in at level 4. And looking towards the top lane, actually Leoric Wubby has done a great job against Blade. He's already taken down 1 tower up there, so that's giving a little bit of experience over to Fnatic where Expert doesn't have it.
Leoric win that lane against Ragnaros. Expert holding on to theirs for a slight amount of time here. Breeze will move in on the Muradin, and Curson, not having a scouting jump up, will give a few percentage here to Breeze as he was able to sneak that away there. Nice movement by him, just slowly edging out a slight victory. Still having here, they got 68% off of that, 20% more just by Breeze sneaking in when a scouting drone isn't there.
All right, we're at not even 5 minutes, and Chromie's already done 25,000 damage to heroes. So it's a lot, but it is heavily negated by Morales as long as they're keeping good tabs on you know, mana control at least. So for now, I do see that Demolition Expert has finished up for Zarya. So ADRD is going to have a little bit more punch behind all of these grenades. Going.
Continue poke. Continues to happen here. Ragnaros is holding on. Should be finishing his quest pretty soon there on that Q talent. Nick keeping up with the harassment. Quackness in the bottom right. Bad Benny does get sniped here with a root, but the safeguard comes out once again. But this is where it starts to get a little bit more painful. Nick is low on mana compared to the Chromie, who is still at 3/4 mana here with Malfurion just constantly keeping him topped off. They should be able to eventually just break this line. 84% to 0. The beacon phase, while we're only having small moments where Fnatic is sneaking it, is just heavily going in favor of Fnatic because they're able to sneak 10%, 15% here because of how well Leoric is holding that top lane.
Yeah, he's done really well, his Wubby. He's probably one of the best, if not the best, Leoric in Europe in regards to how much he's had to play it, not only when he was previously on Team Dignitas, but also on Team Fnatic now as well. So he's really holding his own up there, and I think he has the entire wall down up there. So that's how well Leoric has done, and they're looking to rotate down. He's already put some fear into Ragnaros up there because Ragnaros was very slow about moving onto the beacon, but now they're putting pressure on towards Curson.
I like this pickup by Schwimpy. He has gotten the sands to slow down his opponents. Really great, especially against the Morales with that cleanse being available, and you're not going to be able to grab her much, especially with Zarya too, having cleanse later on. The engagement Bad Benny on Quackness, he will be able to walk away, but see how well here? We can have this entire area controlled by Chromie. She now has a time trap under the beacon. She has her slow set up in the top right corner, and she can leave it there for a long time. It does not cost very much mana.
That's slightly disgusting.
It is disgusting. And
in a good way.
Look how Expert has to move around. They have to go all the way around to even have a chance to hold this. Instead, they're just going to give up the beacon, move to the top, and clear this huge wave push from Fnatic.
It just means that if it's an equal, like, 4v4 in any of those lanes, they never lose the beacon. Bad Benny! Bad Benny!
What are we doing over there? There was no beacon for him to grab. I guess he just got locked down there going around. Couldn't go to the sandstorm or the time trap. Unfortunate for him. Pressure on this top fort. Blade and Nick will be able to defend it, but still, that fort down to a quarter health means that Wubby, who's already dominating this lane, has the potential to get a fort by himself.
Yeah, this is some scary stuff coming out from Fnatic and very good control of the pace of the game.
This is 10.
That is 10. And now everyone gets the heroics, and now Expert has to back off. Chromie is being attacked by ADRD towards the bottom, and Muradin is coming in to try and put on some pressure towards ADRD, but that will be pushed off for now. At least they'll get 10 quite soon themselves, but again, all Fnatic has to do is just sit back. They just pelt away, throw things at Expert over and over and over, set up that wall that they had around that beacon again when it comes up, and it's really tough.
Okay, moment of truth here. Do we get Army of Dead? Do we have the insane Syndergosa pick into us freaking out about it? The medevac has been popped up. Arthur still will be the last one to hold on his heroic. This happened multiple times with Bad Benny, as he just seems to really enjoy doing the Iacona effect. Just holding on to the talent for so long.
Oh no, the Iacona effect is multiple talents deep, my friend. That's whole other levels of talent holding.
He goes all in, man. Pressure continues down here in the bottom left. We see the Howling Blast come out. Bad Benny is in focus. There goes the shield here from Zarya. And Ragnaros just getting pushed in so hard in the top lane here by Leoric. Already Wubby pushing into keep territory. And you know what? As Leoric, you don't have to worry about a gank. You just keep pushing. If you die, whatever.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, they've established themselves such a good lead. Now the beacons are going to come up. And all Shumpy has to do is replace the position of this shifting sands, slowing sands, and then, geez, I guess they're going to go up towards the top here? Oh no, okay, they're going to take the hard camp. Quacknix is in a interesting location.
Catching the rotation from Blades. So clever of a play here from Quacknix. Mighty Gus on the team to pop them away. Ragnaros obviously coming down to set up for the big team fight that would occur. Does get picked off. Heads up play by Quacknix. Here comes the Entomb. Arthur's stuck over here. He has picked Syndergosa. Unfortunately, can't get it off. It was also silenced at the same time, so Syndergosa has been the call.
Yes, it has. All right, so I like their heroic choices with Syndergosa, with Medevac, but I don't know if it's going to have that much of an impact. I questioned earlier on whether or not we were going to see Shrimpy on the Chromie get much damage out against the Zarya and Medevac, the medic, but it has completely worked.
Yes.
The fact that slowing sands has been the choice so that they can cordon off an area and then just completely control it is nothing short of a masterpiece.
Yeah. And they continue to just run this battleground right now. Wubby and Quacknix are chasing the blade away. Zarya's on the way to help up for the defense, but yeah, it looks like the Ragnaros definitely will not be getting away from this fight. Quacknix brings the damage. There is Severe Smash to dodge from Quacknix. Just such clever play on his Falstad. Always delivering.
At this point, I'm like, all right, where's game 3? This is brutal. Very good control coming out from Fnatic, and showing that they don't even just need Chromie on Tomb of the Spider Queen. They've only shown it on there until now, and then on this map, it looks great as well, with different heroic choice, with this being successful in spades.
Yep, same build, different heroic choice. All the difference here for Fnatic. Continue their push, and I love throwing the slowing sands here right in the middle between turrets. You can't come in for the engage. You simply cannot. Your warriors have no help to defense. Here goes Syndergosa. It will be applied to the Hydra. The poke from the Moat will help out. Yeah, they can't walk away from here. They can't engage. Like, even if they hit this back line, they can't do anything. The main goal is to try and kill the Guardians. They will do so. Wubby low on health, but the turnaround there.
Admittedly, the expulsion zone was great from Team Expert to try and catch in Falstad, catch him good, but then Shrimpy just turns around. It's like, Valor? No, you're deleted. Sorry. And look at that level 11. That's reaching through time. Trixler. Trixler.
It's a talent.
It's a talent.
It's a talent.
Yeah, it's the best talent.
It really does work with Sandstorm, honestly. You can get up, you put the Sandstorm down, you pull back to the maximum range, and then you just keep poking like crazy, especially on a 2-lane map. Yeah. And you have the Mighty Gust, but I will stand firm forever. That Bye-Bye is the best talent in the game. Wubby on the left side here, taking some poke. Sandstorm will come out, and the moment Sandstorm comes out, like, Team Expert just needs to pull away.
Yeah.
Or the slowing sands. Same thing.
Slowing sands. No, you're right. It's everything sands. There's shifting sands, slowing sands, sand blast.
Past and future sand me?
Past and future sand me?
I think they took the word out. It was too much, but they wanted it. I guarantee they wanted it.
Isn't that a Metallica song?
Probably. All right, so poke here once again. Quacknix is actually coming around for a big flank. Blade will catch him. The Mighty Gust does pop out. Bad Biddy steps up, so Breeze can't go for the engage. Nice job there from Expert, because Quacknix was setting up for a massive Mighty Gust in the turrets.
All right, so yeah, a lot of damage could go on to Blade.
No safeguard.
Get out of there.
Walk away, Blade. You are in pain. His health bar is back. Thank God for morale.
Go back to the Firelands. Oh my God. Don't be messing with time, all right? Just chill.
Even gods, man, they can't handle it, dude. 15 to 13, Expert is holding now. The Keeps are here, but they are starting to deal with the pressure that is coming in the bottom lane. Falstad is really just pushing his might upon Expert. I like how Leorx now becomes the sort of pusher, but also joins in the 4 team, where now Falstad, who has started to level up, got marksman stacks and start pushing.
And also that's something that's very good for Chromie players to learn, is that in those situations where you are assisting a camp, you shoot your Sandblast in a direction that your opponents could potentially come, and then you just turn around and Bronze Talons the minions. Very, very useful to have that zone out potential and that heads up in case your opponents are going to come and try and steal your camp.
Yep, unless you're trying to sneak a camp, then you do it behind you. Things to think about. But yeah, Sands manipulation can be great for you. So here is Shrimpy. To the far left, there it goes down the slowing sands. The beacon will be taken by Wubby. He kills off the scouting drone, and all of Expert says, okay, we don't want any of this. They rotate, and they have 2 options. Go for the Falstad pick, but Quacknix is playing so smart right now that it's not even worth going for a gank. And they just grab a beacon.
Ooh, Curson.
That's Morales. There goes the shield, though. Here's the explosion zone. Wubby is in the back. The medevac will save our hero, and Fawcett actually does get picked off. Kalaris, Expert starting to win this fight.
Absolutely perfect use of the medevac there, making sure Kirsten's going to keep himself alive. It took the attention away. Fnatic didn't react fast enough to that and spent quite a bit of damage actually onto the medevac. It has quite a bit to try and pop it, but then they were just, ooh, Kirsten.
Oh, but the massive root will keep the team at bay. The slowing sands, the Malfurion root, the mighty guts. Fnatic just has so much disengage. They have a Wubby they can sacrifice with New York if they would like to. The slowing sands here are just setting up Bad Vinny and ADRD for free pickings on these damage dealers from Schwimpy.
Yeah, just barrage after barrage here. As Team Expert just might have to back off for a second. They don't want to have to go through the slowing sands.
Murden flanking though. Okay, he was on the backside. Ball scouted him, and he will retreat.
Yeah, a little bit difficult, unfortunately, for them without Falstad. He was quite far away, was Quacknix. So Wubby's going to take that beacon towards the bottom. Hard camp's being taken by Expert. I'm surprised they kind of backed off from that for the sake of a hard camp. But then again, they are not level 16 yet, so I can kind of see it.
Yeah, they're not 16. They saw the Murden come over, which meant that maybe a False and Mighty Gus might come in, so they just kind of grouped up and clammed up for a bit just to make sure they could be safe.
Good rotate, though.
Yeah, solid rotation. Head on the top.
96%, they got it just in time. Jeez.
Time for that 100% comeback here against Team Expert. Bad Vinny in the front, taking Drain Hope once again. Nick will help out the harass. At some point, though, they're going to have to hit 16 to make a fight happen. Whether it's Cinder goes underneath the fort and dive, I don't know what the answer is right now, or they hope their opponents a misstep, but I don't think it's going to be the case here with Fnatic. Bad Vinny taking poke once again here from Swimpy and Breeze, chunking him to low health.
Just throwing up that Entomb there to slow any kind of pursuit against Chromie, who'd stepped quite far forward. Arthur's pretty slow fella, unfortunately. First line of handling glass does catch Schwimpy there up to the top. That's a lot of damage on Wubby at the bottom, but Arthas won't get much more done with that. Schwimpy just retreats.
Falstad flying in. Here it is. Straight into the fight. Will have his Mighty Gus. Blade is hunting him down. Blade is the only one to be connected. Nothing there. The Mighty Gus used for a disengage. Solid hold. So Fierce Match comes out, but the Ice Block from Smexy into the silence.
Yeah, he takes a lot of damage from that. They're trying to pursue him a little bit further. There was Grenade across that chasm there by ADRD. Doesn't quite do much at all, as Quacknix here at the back with Wubby, looking to try and save that little spooky ghost.
Experts holding though. They've made it through the big damage here, and the big Mighty Gus from Fnatic. If they can get a pick off here, they could be fine for a rotation to grab a beacon. However, Breeze does advance. Schwimpy on the side here. Bad Vinny has the vision controlled on the bottom left. Breeze not sure where he's at.
And that's why Quacknix's level 13 and 16 talents really come into play. The fact that he can just be moving around so fast on the back and not being in danger, because nobody can really catch him unless he actually takes some damage or gets hurt during all of that. So he really put a lot of fear into the Team Expert.
And Fnatic will be able to secure the 100% push here. Here we go. The big push in the top lane. Keep is the goal. Expert does have tools to handle it, though. Molten Core up, multi-shot build. We have Cinder Goza as well. It's all about how Fnatic sets up. They want to get here aggressively, put that slowing down sands down immediately, right here on the gate. There it is. And now the poke war for Schwimpy will begin.
Yeah, and the whole anomaly has actually been picked up as well for Schwimpy, so he's going to have so many time traps available to him. No flanks are really going to hit him at all. That was a good attempt at a Sulfura smash, and Blade pointing on some damage towards Quacknix, but he gets away. He's being healed up, and so far, they haven't really gotten much done. They've slowed down damage towards the keep. Unfortunately for Chromie, as much as she does a lot of good damage to heroes, she doesn't really do much in terms of a siege towards buildings. So, it's still kind of slow pace with the Chromie in the game. Yeah,
the best thing that Fnatic can do is get a pick, and they tried to. They did the Entomb into the Mighty Gus on Nick there. Unfortunately, did not work out for them. The Nick engage will pop the strafe. Slowing Sands keeping him back. Just only damage on Leoric. Poke hitting Bad Vinny in the back right. We do have the retreat, and yes, this is where the Enduro anomaly starts to really get value.
Yeah.
As Chase is so hard through all these time traps. With Slowing Sands too, you can't engage, ever.
It's brutal. It's really irritating to play against as well. So keeping you updated on the numbers, Chromie currently pretty much doubling everybody's hero damage with 95,000 hero damage on the board. The closest to it is Valor with 52,000 right now. So yeah, Chromie, she's a little minx in terms of how much damage she's going to be able to put out. But in my opinion, still Morales is one of the better responses to the amount of damage that comes out.
Expert in a good spot though, as they have saved their keys. They now start the boss here. You can't chase Fnatic. So the next goal is, all right, we're gonna start a boss. Come fight us. Let's go. Let's brawl.
The slowing sound. If it had just been like actually 2 hexes to the right-hand side, it'd be absolutely perfect. Because then there's like, do we really want to walk through slowing sands onto the point?
Yeah.
So that's brutal.
And Breeze floating around here as well. I don't know how Expert gets into this. Do you just go Morales and just pray that you get behind the opposing team and go all in? And
you mean just medevac somewhere?
Please don't Mighty Gust us.
Yeah.
Please don't hold it down.
I don't know. It's difficult.
Yeah.
They can't find an answer right now. They're trying for flanks. They know that they need to see some advantage before level 20. I like how they did capture that hard camp on the right-hand side. I mean, it's all completed, but they haven't actually captured it yet. So they're going to go back to that now.
Now they grab it, and they at least get pressure on the bottom now, hoping to maybe get some isolation, but Falstad should be able to defend that. Fnatic almost to level 20 here. Falstad's actually scouting the middle, as Expert expecting their team to go clear that bottom. Could take a boss, but with the time trap being there and Falstad showing up, Expert is forced to retreat for now.
Slowing sand scouting. Just chromey things.
Just chromey things.
Yeah.
Just annoying things. More like it. So, yeah, I agree with you. The major thing that needs to happen here is a flank in some way or some form. Unfortunately, if you look at the minimap, you see time traps on the left side, which means a massive flank isn't available. I think at some point, you just have to go for the Sinagosa, pray that you hit multiple members, and you go for the engage and try not to walk on time traps. You have the good poke from Zarya. There's a chunk on Nick.
But thankfully, by the time another chunk comes in, it'll be healed up fully thanks to Morales. But that's a lot of time traps. Sorry, guys.
And the engage gets scary for Fnatic, actually, at 20. They have their Bolt Silence with an Entomb. They have their Mighty Gust available. They can actually be the ones that dictate a fight once they hit 20 because of all the tools they get available. They have Murden to dive into a fight. He has a CC already set up. Chromie's the only one that has to play safe.
Somebody needs to set up like a mousetrap for Chromie somewhere. This annoying little, very small critter that somehow just never ends, but you can lure her in somehow with a block of cheese.
A mousetrap with like a clock on it as like bait.
She's like, oh, time. Oh, must go towards it. Oh.
Is it noon? Let's go. All right, big push here from Fnatic.
Don't bring me McCree into this game.
I agree with you on that one, man. Blade here with the defense. Immediately just trying to peel off Soma, the Zerg. Falstad flies in, the big Mighty Gust on ADRD. He will be able to walk out the cleanse from Person. There's the heal as well. Blade does drop the Severe Smash. It does not connect with Falstad. Nick in the back, just working in auto attacks. Bad Benny has been isolated. Poke from Chromie. Bad Benny falls. Big Twilight Dream.
And that's going to be shields going down on towards Nick, but it's not going to be enough to actually keep him alive here. We'll be at the front with Breeze as well, looking to lay the smackdown on towards Blade. Not catching him though, and there he will finally fall as Ragnaros goes down, and that is going to be 4 for 1 currently in the trade.
Oh, Morales! Ah, gosh, that was painful. Swimpy here, helping out with the poke as well. Zarya is the only one left. Can ADRD somehow hold? Nope. 19 to 21 here. The core in trouble with the Guardian pressure, and that is going to be game. Fnatic is going to tie the series up 1-1.
Chromie tells Morales to go back to Core Hall, apparently, here on our StarCraft map, as that is nicely done by Chromie and Fnatic. 120,000 hero damage coming out from our Chromie, just absolutely flinging everything that way.
What an annoying bugger, man. Let's get ready for game number 3. We'll be right back. This is the HGC.